My stepson caught me in the bathroom. A moment that shattered everything. A true tale of betrayal. Sharing my life with Andrew and his son Eli unfolded in ways I never expected, revealing layers of depth and complexity that transcended the simple merging of our lives. Sharing my life with Andrew has been profoundly fulfilling, despite the unexpected twists it has brought. At 21, Eli stood at a crossroads, his mind racing with the weight of choices after finishing his studies. Andrew's departure for work left me in the silence of our home, alone with my son. With you, it was effortless. It felt like a trap, too simple to be real. At first, we were worlds apart, but gradually, we discovered a profound connection that bridged the gap between us. Eli's depth and unexpected wisdom forged a bond between us that felt both profound and effortless. At first, his kindness felt like simple gestures, but as time slipped by, brief yet profound moments emerged, making me wonder if there was a deeper connection we both feared to confront. That morning, everything exploded. Home alone, I anticipated a tranquil day, unaware of the storm brewing within. In the bathroom, I hurriedly finished my morning routine. Steam swirled, cloaking the mirrors as the shower's roar enveloped the space. In stillness, I replayed the haunting exchange with Eli from last night. The conversation concluded in a surprising calm. We exchanged our hopes for his future and the dreams he chased. A doubt flickered in his gaze, haunting me long after. That morning, as I stood before the mirror, hairdryer in hand, a sound pierced the silence. Eli's voice echoed from beyond the bathroom door. It descends softly. "Are you here?" In a fleeting moment, everything shifted as I blinked. Eli rarely knocked on the bathroom door, especially in those hushed early morning hours. Gazing at my reflection, I hesitated, then swiftly moved toward the door. "Without a doubt, Eli, I'm here, always. How have you been holding up these days?" In the stillness, a whisper of movement stirred beyond the door. "I apologize for the interruption, but I must quickly retrieve something from the bathroom. Could you step in for just a moment?" In an instant, doubt washed over me. Steam hung heavy in the air as I clutched a thin towel, droplets from my hair tracing down my skin. Eli's voice resonated with an undeniable purity, compelling me to understand what he sought from me. I nodded, striving to keep my voice steady. "Step inside." The door creaked open, and Eli knocked lightly, his voice trembling with concern. "I need to talk to you about something important." He donned sports pants, hair tousled, as if he had just awoken from a restless slumber. He shot me a quick look before darting to the closet, desperation driving his search. Staring into the mirror, I felt the shift in our connection, forcing me to confront the truth of what we were becoming. As I stepped into the room, his eyes held mine for a heartbeat longer before they broke away. A wave of worry washed over me as I sensed his hidden turmoil. Before long, I noticed he had given up the hunt. "Less than text, I found it," he whispered, holding a jar of relief close, the weight of unspoken sorrow in his eyes. Instead of leaving, he decided to stay. His gaze held me captive once again. "Are you ready for something extraordinary?" "Not yet. My day is just starting." I met his gaze, fighting to hold onto normalcy. "What's the reason behind that?" Leaning into him, the weight of the room thickened with each passing second. "I'm lost in doubt. A change in you is undeniable." That comment hit me hard. Have I changed at all? I faced him, towel clinging to my skin. My eyes locked onto his. His eyes held a depth, whispering secrets I was yet to grasp. An intense and consuming emotion. A marvel that left me gasping. "Have you noticed any changes in me recently? Can you explain what you mean?" I spoke to him with unexpected calmness. Eli's tongue brushed his lips, his gaze flickering away before locking onto mine again. Words escape me. Doubt gnaws at me, leaving me restless. In that instant, silence engulfed me. The silence thickened, pressing down on us. The air crackled with unvoiced tension, a heavy uncertainty hanging over how to face it. Eli, my partner's son. These emotions felt like a betrayal. A fierce battle raged inside me, desperate to grasp the shifting tides of our relationship. Eli moved in, the space between us vanished, and my thoughts fell silent. His presence sent my heart into a frenzy, leaving me breathless and lost in the moment. He stopped just a few steps away, His eyes locked onto mine with an intensity that pierced through the silence. His voice was soft, yet it carried a weight that pierced the heart. I know this may seem strange, but I've been grappling with something that feels beyond my understanding. In a heartbeat, breath slipped away from me. Silence engulfed me. Doubt gnawed at me, leaving me lost for words. Honestly, I felt it too, the shift in our bond. Pulling us closer, transcending everything we knew. Less than text, I began to speak, my voice trembling with emotion. Eli, I can't grasp what's unfolding. But just as I was about to conclude, he leaned in closer, his hand gently grazing mine. The moment was electric, filled with warmth and anticipation. It was exhilarating, igniting a deep sense of awe within me. My heart raced as it unfolded. A stark signal that we had crossed an unseen line. A tension that had been brewing all along. Eli whispered, "I know this is wrong." His hand clasped mine, his voice quaking under the burden of his emotions. "I can't hold back my feelings." Silence swallowed the words. The moment hit hard, plunging me into a whirlwind of thoughts. Too tangled to untangle. He was my master, the protector of Andrew, yet, the bond I shared with him was undeniable. In that instant, I knew I had to go. Stepping back and shattering the bond we shared. A tremor in my voice. Heat flooding my cheeks. Eli's heart ached as he whispered an apology. His anguish palpable. "I apologize, even if it was unintentional." "Okay," I found my voice, fighting to regain my footing. "We'll talk soon." I rushed after him, abandoning the bathroom in an instant. My mind spun with confusion, guilt, and a raw emotion I couldn't face. Closing the door, I felt a rush of peace wash over me, reigniting my spirit in that sacred space. My heart pounded fiercely in my shoulder. What just happened? How did it all happen in the blink of an eye? What should he do now? Though nothing had happened, I felt utterly adrift, gripped by uncertainty about my next step. I fought to mask the chaos within, clinging to the facade of normalcy. I finished the chores, handled the shopping, and tried to push away the haunting memories of what happened in the bathroom. No matter how fiercely I fought, Eli's memories clung to my mind. His closeness, the warmth of his presence, and the depth of emotion in his eyes etched themselves into my heart and mind. Leaving an indelible mark, the result shattered my expectations. I wed Andrew, and Eli entered my life as my stepson. What began as simple and close turned into something unrecognizable. A shift I failed to see until it was far too late. Alone at home, the hours stretched endlessly, each moment heavy with silence. After our meeting, Andrew left for a work trip, and I was left alone with my swirling thoughts. The silence at home was deafening, forcing me to confront the harsh truth of what had happened. Again and again, that moment haunted my mind. The warmth between us ignited, his words racing my pulse, the attraction undeniable. As darkness fell, my anxiety deepened. As the day dragged on, silence enveloped me, a strange calm settling in the absence of news about Eli. Uncertainty gripped me as I considered how to face him after all that had happened. What would I say if he dared to mention it? A part of me, no matter how hard I tried to suppress it, ached for him fiercely. I couldn't shake the thoughts of him, where he was, what thoughts consumed him, and if he shared my restless uncertainty. On the sofa, clutching a nearly empty glass of wine, I froze as the main door creaked open. I jumped, releasing the glass instantly, my mind racing to reclaim my peace. Eli stepped into the room, his face a mask of emptiness. In that moment, our eyes met, and an intense silence consumed everything around us. We were swallowed whole by the intensity of each other's eyes. The air crackled with unspoken words. His voice pierced the silence, a gentle warmth that enveloped me. His voice trembled, hesitant, as if the distance between us was a daunting chasm. His greeting hit me hard, and my voice trembled with raw feeling as I replied. A jolt of dread hit me as I opened my eyes. He bared his soul, trembling with uncertainty. "I didn't know if you'd return today," he said, his voice heavy with uncertainty. I longed for a moment in the open air. He gazed through the glass, his mind wandering into the depths beyond. Unease washed over him, urgency driving his search for the perfect words. In his gaze, I saw a mirror of my own emotions, something deeper lurking beneath the surface. My efforts were futile, my thoughts devoured me whole. This was my chance to reveal my heart, to illuminate the shadows that enveloped us, to forge clarity from chaos. Still, expressing my thoughts in words felt impossible. I watched him, the shirt clinging to his form, dark hair cascading over his eyes. He was a different person since the day I said, "I do," to Andrew. He had changed completely in his adult life. In that stillness, the weight of the moment pressed down, and it was impossible to ignore. Eli stepped forward, his eyes filled with regret as he offered heartfelt apologies for our last exchange. His voice caressed the air, soft yet powerful. He longed to maintain a sense of ease. Still, I am left in a whirlwind of confusion about what happened. I shook my head, a deep sigh escaping me. I spoke, but my tone betrayed the turmoil within. Surprise struck me like lightning. "Let's cut through the noise and find the truth." He nodded, just a fraction, but it spoke volumes. As he lifted his gaze, our eyes locked in a powerful moment. I frequently wonder where I truly belong in this family. Sometimes, words fail me when I try to reach you. I know it's wrong, yet controlling my emotions feels impossible. His words shook me to my core, leaving me gasping for breath. A desperate urge surged within me to share something, to halt this chaos before it consumed us all. I couldn't shake the weight of his truth. A connection pulsed between us, intense and undeniable, and accepting it felt like a battle within my soul. "Eli," I began to utter the words. My words trembled into the air. "It seems forever out of reach. This cannot be allowed. You are Andrew's fortress." As I entered, his voice weighed down by grief. Despite that clarity, my feelings stayed the same. He edged closer, and his warmth enveloped me. With each heartbeat, we drew closer, the gap between us fading. I tried to pull away, but my feet were rooted. Unable to move, I stayed put, heart racing. Instead of pulling away, I reached out and took his hand. The connection consumed me, a warmth I couldn't escape. I locked my eyes on him. A surge of emotions hit me as I saw those same feelings reflected in his gaze. Uncertainty loomed, a deep yearning pulsed, and remorse hung heavily in the air. Every emotion surged between us, raw and unfiltered. Eli whispered his wish to spare me pain, his finger lightly grazing the back of my hand. I can no longer ignore the truth that stares me in the face. Acceptance felt like a heavy weight, crushing my spirit. My mind was a tempest of clashing feelings. My actions surged with undeniable conviction. We shared a bond, raw and undeniable, but that didn't sit well, did it? I became a stepmother to Andrew's son. This action seemed completely out of reach. His presence ignited a fire within me, and the presence of his hand sent my heart racing. I discovered I lacked the power to break free. Not at this moment, no, not when we stood on the brink of something so deep, so real. I was trapped, my voice a mere whisper, barely breaking free. Eli moved closer, his grip on my hand tightening, sending a jolt through me. "We don't need to fix it all at once," he said softly. "We must face the truth, not hide from it." His words hung in the air, thick with everything left unsaid. In that instant, I grasped the profound weight of his triumph. The charade had to end now. The tension between us became unbearable. And when the truth surfaced, it was clear there was no way to go back. Eli's words hit me hard, plunging me into a whirlwind of thoughts about what we truly meant to each other. In that instant, I decided to meet him with a moment of closeness. My hand brushed against his neck, pulling him closer. That moment revealed the profound sorrow and hidden emotions we had buried inside. A powerful ache of longing, tangled emotions, remorse, and an intense bond, an experience that resembled love. I had no idea how important it truly was. Doubt clouded my mind as we neared the unknown destination. In that instant, tranquility enveloped me. As we parted, a heavy breath slipped from our lips. Foreheads pressed together. The gravity of our choices left us breathless. Yet, rather than remorse, a profound tranquility washed over me. When the tension between us erupted, I felt an exhilarating release. Masks were finally shed. Eli's eyes locked onto mine, a storm of feelings swirling within. He whispered, "What comes next?" He paused, revealing the storm within. No reply has come through. Everything between us had changed irrevocably. In that instant, gripping his hand, I realized I never wanted to go back. In that instant, I made it clear. This was far from the end. The words escaped me, unbidden and raw. But together, we will find a way forward. His smile wrapped around me like a warm moment together. A fleeting comfort I hadn't known since that fateful morning in the bathroom. Together, we will face whatever comes, no matter the meaning or the transformation it brings. The tale continues to unravel. In the days that followed, we shared fleeting moments, soft touches, and unvoiced feelings that hung heavily between Eli and me. After that first moment of closeness, the air thickened with the gravity of our uncharted territory. Yet, rather than guilt or sorrow, relief washed over us, the tension that had gripped us for weeks finally dissolving. In that fleeting moment of relief, we realized our future had changed forever. While Andrew was away for work, Eli and I often faced the silence of an empty home together. Our shared moments of calm turned into something deeply meaningful. Every gesture, every joyful expression, hid unvoiced questions beneath the surface. What's the connection for us? What lies ahead for us? But the real question is, how long can we keep this secret safe? One evening, mere days after our first moment of closeness, Eli and I stood together in the backyard again. Dusk fell, the sun slipping away, leaving a golden glow in the garden, warmth clinging to the air like a tender memory. We found solace in our nightly ritual, under the stars, where laughter mingled with silence, and every shared glance deepened our connection. Eli slid into the seat next to me. Our elbows grazed, a spark igniting between us. Emotion surged through me, igniting as his skin met mine. His gaze pierced through me. I turned, and his shy smile sent my heart racing. "Can I ask you something?" His voice was a fragile whisper, barely breaking the silence. "Less than text, absolutely," I said, my eyes flickering toward him. He stared at his hands, searching for the courage to reveal his heart. "Have you thought about the weight of this moment? Given our situation?" My heart raced, each beat echoing the weight of the moment. Thoughts spiraled, but silence held me captive. Words unspoken, confronting the reality of what was happening between them was agonizing. I realized my voice was softer than I expected. Doubt gnaws at me. I question if I truly know the way. He nodded, gaze falling, heavy with unspoken weight. "This is not a momentary thing, it's deep and lasting. Understand? You mean everything to me. I often break through limits. This situation is tough, and my emotions are overwhelming." Your words hung in the air, thick with everything left unsaid. Suffocation gripped me, and my heart shattered as I faced the weight of your truth. My heart raced with worry for him. It felt dangerously close to the edge. A heavy worry settled in me, gnawing at what it could mean for us, for our future, for my bond with Andrew. I shared my worry for you, my voice quivering with emotion. This situation extends beyond just our individual experience. Andrew holds a special place in our hearts and is deeply woven into the fabric of our lives. Should he find out? Eli's face showed a deeper intensity. As he experienced his emotions, he tightened his jaw. "I feel your perspective deeply. My feelings for him run deep. Yet I can no longer ignore the tension that simmers between us." I fumbled for words while his teeth grazed my lip, igniting a fire within. Our connection was real, but we knew the cost would be high. I never meant to hurt Andrew. I couldn't bear to disappoint him. Yet the undeniable connection between Eli and me pulled at my heart. I whispered, my heart racing, unsure of the path ahead. "I can't ignore this any longer." Eli's eyes met mine, a storm of emotions swirling within them. Longing, fear, and a flicker of hope. He paused, his hand reaching for mine. Fingers warm and entwined, a silent promise hanging in the air. The closeness wrapped around me, igniting a spark of peace that breathed life into my spirit. He whispered hope, his finger grazing my hand, igniting a spark of possibility. "We'll face this together, no matter the obstacles ahead." His words struck a chord, igniting a fierce belief in my heart. In that instant, clarity struck like lightning. Fear and confusion dissolved, leaving only a piercing clarity in their wake. We didn't have all the answers, but that didn't matter. Our unity was everything, our shared concern was what truly mattered. We stood in silence as the sun sank, shadows stretching and swirling in the garden's moment together. The breeze whispered, Crickets sang, and day surrendered to night in a hauntingly beautiful moment together. I rested my head on Eli's shoulder, his breath steady and calming, and a wave of peace enveloped me, a feeling long forgotten. I longed to freeze that moment. Yet the truth lingered, ever near. Andrew's return loomed, and the anticipation twisted in my gut, a storm of dread brewing within me. How'd I face that gaze? Burdened by the weight of my history with Eli? How can one maintain the illusion of normalcy when, beneath the surface, turmoil reigns? In the days that followed, Eli and I fought to maintain our composure, crafting a fragile peace, all while the weight of our harsh reality loomed over us. Our bond was undeniable, but the weight of regret began to crush my heart. On the eve of Andrew's return, I lay in resting place, staring at the ceiling, heart racing. Amidst the chaos of my mind, peace seemed a distant dream. In the stillness of the house, the air conditioning's soft hum rose and fell, a haunting rhythm in the silence. Peace and sleep seemed forever out of reach. Eli's presence surged through my thoughts, awakening memories of our bond and igniting emotions I thought were buried forever. A choice loomed ahead, heavy with consequence. In a whirlwind of confusion, I grappled with my heart, caught between Eli's pull and Andrew's promise. Yet the thought of making that choice, of parting ways with one of them, was overwhelmingly painful to bear. As I lay there, engulfed in my thoughts, a faint sound pierced the silence from the door. My heart pounded, lodged in my throat. I sank into my seat, heart pounding with a rush of anticipation. Less than text, I urged them in with a gentle wave. My heart racing, my words trembled as they broke free. The door creaked open, and Eli knocked gently, anxiety lacing his voice. "We need to talk," he said, his face etched with urgency. He closed the door, sank onto the resting place's edge, and let the day's heaviness envelop him. In that moment, silence wrapped around us, heavy with unvoiced emotions. He whispered, eyes cast down, revealing his turmoil over Andrew and the weight of the moment. "I won't push you to decide." It was hard for him to come to terms with that. His heartfelt words twisted my heart in a vice. In that moment, he suddenly interrupted, expressing his love. His voice resonated, heavy with raw emotion. "Somewhere along the way, my heart became yours, overflowing with an intense love. I know you may not share my feelings, but I urge you to reflect on them." His words pierced through me, rendering me momentarily breathless. In the depths of my soul, I always knew he shared my feelings. His words echoed, stirring a profound truth within, igniting raw authenticity. "Less than text, I feel it too," I whispered, my voice trembling with emotion. Words escaped, unrestrained and raw. Eli's eyes locked onto mine, bright with shock and a flicker of hope. "Did I really just ask that? I feel that deeply." My heart raced, but that only complicates everything. In that silence, a heavy stillness enveloped me, rendering me speechless, unable to continue. In that instant, clarity struck me like lightning. I chose to reveal my true self and my eyes yearned to connect with his. Looking back, I understand that my decision was driven by my feelings rather than logical reasoning. In that fleeting moment, calm washed over me. He grasped my message instantly and accepted my proposal with fervor. I pressed against him, our lips meeting softly. We surrendered to our emotions, and the world around us ignited with raw intensity. Embracing my feelings brought me unexpected peace. Just as it ignited with fervor, it ended abruptly. The thrill he felt resonates deeply within me. In that moment, his hand reached out, grasping mine tightly. In silence, our eyes met, conveying everything we couldn't say. The world's burden pressed down on us, suffocating and relentless. He spoke softly, a calm determination in his voice. "We will find a path ahead, no matter the obstacles in our way." In that instant, his words wrapped around me like a lifeline. I had to choose, yet a profound certainty gripped me about the right answer. As Andrew stepped through the door that morning, an unsettling calm enveloped me, a stillness heavy with unspoken tension. The tension between Eli and me was palpable. He hung in the air, a haunting mist that wrapped around us, leaving no way out. Andrew's return hinted at impending changes, leaving us in a haze of uncertainty. Our relationship has shifted in ways I never saw coming. We uncovered the raw depths of our tangled emotions, No matter how fiercely I fought to erase it, it remained, a constant shadow by my side. Andrew returned to a warm moment together, a soft moment of closeness on the cheek, and the comforting rhythm of their shared life. We recalled the moments we were separated. Andrew appeared unaware of the quiet gap that had formed between us. The joy he once expressed filled the home with a comforting sense of familiarity. Yet beneath that facade, he felt a heavy weight pressing down on his shoulder. Each glance we exchanged or word we shared with Eli carried the weight of what lingered unspoken between us. Andrew's return added a new layer of complexity to the situation. After dinner, Andrew urged us to come together in the living room for a deep, meaningful talk. I completely agreed. On the sofa, I forced a smile, my heart pounding with unspoken feelings. Eli faced me, tension crackling in the air. In an instant, our eyes locked, a spark igniting between us. Without Andrew, our conversation never sparked to life. He revealed his journey, burdened by the weight of responsibilities he felt he had to share with us. The voices swirled, a storm that shattered my focus. In the end, Andrew voiced his regrets and left for work, leaving Eli and me alone in the living room. After he left, silence fell like a heavy curtain, trapping them in a haunting stillness. Heart racing, Eli stayed frozen in the chair, his hands tightened into fists, a desperate attempt to block me out. My head dropped, engulfed by a tide of guilt. I feel your pain, but we must tell Andrew now. He deserves more than this. He's unworthy of it. Eli halted suddenly, rushing back to me. What are your thoughts on this? He asked the question. I exhaled deeply. My next words weighed heavily on my heart. We must find a resolution to this issue. And we must do it now. This constant uncertainty is crushing. His eyes pierced through me. His face was a canvas of anguish and understanding. He whispered softly, "You are right. What does that mean for us now?" Choosing between Andrew and Eli felt like an impossible struggle, leaving me in a whirlwind of uncertainty. I realized the truth could no longer be hidden. Without swift action, the truth would emerge, bringing pain to all involved. I admitted, with raw sincerity, that the answer still eluded me. My voice barely registered with him. Being true to oneself is essential. We must understand the profound importance of all that binds us together. Eli nodded, but the sorrow in his eyes spoke volumes. He drew near, he sat beside me, his hand warm on mine, and in that fleeting moment, we shared a profound silence. The burden of our reality crushed us. His presence ignited warmth, pulling me close as I rested my head on his shoulder. He silently wished for a different reality. I revealed my feelings, but maintaining this facade forever feels impossible. We lingered in that stillness, the room heavy with silence, only broken by Andrew's distant voice drifting through the wall as he spoke on the phone. A tense stillness hung in the air, a prelude to the inevitable clash that awaited us. The next morning, just as Andrew was heading out for work, I stumbled upon Eli in the kitchen. The silence between us was heavy with unspoken truths. The air crackled with tension, and I knew I had to speak up. But the words slipped away, leaving me in silence. I broke the silence with a fierce vow. Eli's face was a mask of sorrow. I had been thinking about that too. We huddled at the kitchen table, drawing strength from one another. Our conversation weighed on us, a palpable tension in the air. I hesitated, struggling to collect my thoughts, the weight of it all pressing down on me. The situation loomed large, tangled and overwhelming. My words trembled as I bared my soul to Andrew. I must confront the reality of what's happening between us. Eli, you mean the world to me, and facing this turmoil with your father is tearing me apart. Eli leaned in, elbows digging into the table, confessing to Rachel, I care for you deeply. The thought of hurting you crushes my heart. The thought of being apart tears at my heart. His words pierced my heart, and tears threatened to spill over. A fierce urgency gripped me to stop him from fleeing, but the truth of our predicament was undeniable. Overwhelmed, we had to change course to avoid total ruin. I voiced my need to pause, my voice trembling with emotion. Approach this relationship with calm and understanding. Creating space might be crucial to achieving it. Eli's face faded, his eyes a mirror of anguish. He stressed the need for distance between us. Every word pulsed with his emotions. A crushing wave of sorrow engulfed me. The heaviness in my shoulder undeniable. This seems to be the only way to truly understand our emotions. Without Andrew's revelation, a solution seems forever out of reach. Eli sat in silence, his gaze fixed on the table. A storm brewing within, his face bore the weight of conflict. Mirroring the storm raging inside me, he inhaled sharply, then sighed, whispering, "I get it. You think this is the right choice." I grasped his hand softly. "Eli, the thought of separation cuts deep. Yet we must face the truth together." He raised his eyes, a profound sorrow and empathy shining through. His heart raced with the fear of losing Rachel. Yet he was ready to fight for her, no matter the cost. That conversation drained me, but a wave of tranquility envelops me. We faced the truth, shedding pretense. This moment ignited our journey, guiding us toward a path of understanding and progress. It was tough, but the only way forward was through. In the days that followed, Eli and I kept our distance, each lost in thought, grappling with the weight of what had happened. It was complex, demanding, but essential. Fear of the unknown gripped me, yet a fierce resolve burned within. Together, we would face whatever came our way. A choice loomed ahead, yet we pressed on, unraveling the tangled emotions that led us here. No matter what happened, the connection between us was undeniable. What united us would survive, even as everything changed. That night, as I lay in resting place, the house was wrapped in silence, and a profound peace surged through me. It wasn't perfect or easy, but it was real, and that was enough for now.